Jack Thompson and I were at City Hall, just about to take the final photo to get our marriage license, when he was called away by a phone call. He left me alone at the marriage registry, stuck in limbo. I called him, but he didn't answer. I sent him messages, but he didn't reply. Finally, I could only find his childhood sweetheart's phone number and call it. Jack Thompson answered. "Emily Green, are you annoying me? Sophia Miller sprained her ankle, and I need to take care of her today. Stop calling and waking up Sophia Miller. We'll have to reschedule our license appointment again." I bit my lip and mumbled to him, including this time, "It's been rescheduled 7 times already." "So what? City Hall isn't going anywhere." I was expressionless, my heart aching. The staff member asked me sympathetically if I still wanted to proceed. I nodded slightly. "I do." I called my best friend's brother and agreed to his request. After hanging up, I told the staff I needed to postpone for a bit. While I was still lost in thought, Ryan Adams arrived. He rode a cool motorcycle, and the moment he took off his helmet and walked in, he immediately attracted the attention of many people at the marriage registry. Ryan Adams walked straight to me, sat in the chair next to me, crossed his legs, and said to me with a grin, "Changed your mind? Agreed to a fake marriage to deal with your family's nagging?" I nodded lightly. It wasn't just about dealing with my family's pressure to get married. The most important thing this time was to give Grandpa peace of mind before he passed away. Grandpa's health had been rapidly declining for the past 6 months. He was in the hospital every day, and every time he saw me, he would ask when I was getting married. He wanted to see me in a wedding dress. He wanted to see me walk down the aisle. He said that even if he passed away, someone would love me. So, I had been urging Jack Thompson to get married for the past 6 months. We had come to City Hall even times on and off, but each time, it failed due to various problems. Last time, Sophia Miller had her period and was in so much pain that he had to go back and make hot chocolate. The time before that, Sophia Miller lost her keys and couldn't get into her apartment, so he had to go open the door. The time before that, Sophia Miller was hungry and wanted to eat clam chowder from Northwood, so he had to rush to stand in line. All 7 times, it was because of Sophia Miller, and each time, Jack Thompson could abandon me without hesitation. Ironically, I gave him 7 chances. Yet, he wasn't even willing to give me the time to take one last photo. This time, I wasn't too upset about Jack Thompson's departure. Perhaps I was used to it, or perhaps I had expected it. It was just that Grandpa's words from some time ago suddenly flashed in my mind. "Sarah, Grandpa is afraid he won't live much longer. He might not see our Sarah in a wedding dress, but even if you're alone in the future, you have to live bravely and don't let anyone bully you." I promised Grandpa that I would be brave. So this time, I wouldn't continue to compromise. "Jack Thompson, I gave you chances. 7 of them." The process of getting the marriage license with Ryan Adams was smooth. It was when Ryan Adams and I were about to take the wedding photo that my phone suddenly rang. It was a message from Jack Thompson. "Okay, Sarah, don't be angry. I really can't get away this time, but I've already made your favorite food at home. Wait for you to come back." Ryan Adams glanced at me and asked me casually, "Still want to go through with it?" I took a deep breath and said expressionlessly, "Continue." After completing the marriage procedures, I walked out of City Hall with the marriage license. Before leaving, I said to Ryan Adams, "Are you free tomorrow? I have something I want you to come with me for." Ryan Adams took a long stride and straddled the motorcycle. "Call me if you need anything. Maybe in a couple of days, my parents will need you to put on a show for them, too." With that, he rode off. I felt that life was unpredictable. My 4-year college romance and 3-year post-graduation relationship with Jack Thompson ultimately didn't work out. But I got married to my best friend's brother after only meeting him once. On the way back, Jack Thompson sent me another message, along with a picture. The table was covered with delicious food. Why aren't you back yet? The food is ready. If you come late, it'll be gone. He did what he said. He just sent me a message saying that if I came late, the food would be gone. Sure enough, when I got back to the apartment, the table was a mess, and the food was all eaten. Sophia Miller, next to him, pretended to be innocent and said pitifully to me, "I'm so sorry, Sarah, I was just too hungry, so I couldn't help but eat first." Even if I was slow to react, I could tell that she was provoking me. At that moment, I felt my blood rush to my head, and I clenched my fists, my sharp nails digging deep into my palms. Sophia Miller and Jack Thompson were childhood sweethearts. So, in Jack Thompson's eyes, she was the highest priority. Actually, in the beginning, my acquaintance, love, and romance with Jack Thompson went smoothly. We didn't have many arguments. Even if we did, Jack Thompson would always be the first to apologize and coax me. Even if it wasn't my fault, he would take all the responsibility. Even my best friend envied me more than once for finding a man like Jack Thompson, who doted on me so much. But that envy ended half a year ago. Since Sophia Miller appeared, his doting had changed. "Sarah, why are you only back now? Didn't I remind you a long time ago?" Jack Thompson came out of the kitchen and frowned when he saw me. In his mind, as long as I received his message, I would rush back as fast as I could. "Something came up on the way, so I'm late." "What could be so important that you would miss dinner?" His tone was as flat, but it had a hint of questioning. I wasn't planning on telling him about the marriage. Since I had already decided to leave, Jack Thompson was just a stranger to me from then on. I was mainly back to pack my luggage. "It's nothing, the office requires me to go on a business trip, so I came back to pack." After saying that, without waiting for Jack Thompson to react, I walked straight to the bedroom. But as soon as I opened the bedroom door, I was stunned by the scene in front of me. The bed that I had made before I left was now messy, and the closet was a mess too. I didn't care about any of that. But the handmade skyscraper model Grandpa gave me on the bedside table was broken in half. Glittering fragments were scattered all over the floor. I couldn't hold back anymore and called out Jack Thompson's name directly. "Who came into this bedroom? Who knocked over my things?" Jack Thompson walked in, frowned at first, but quickly relaxed. He said in an indifferent tone, "It's just a handmade item. I'll find someone to put it back together for you later." I was stunned for a moment. That indifferent tone was as if I weren't important to him at all. It was also because of this sentence that I knew Sophia Miller must have broken it. Only she deserved Jack Thompson's unwavering protection. Sophia Miller broke it, didn't she? My calm words seemed to ignite Jack Thompson's temper. He immediately raised his eyebrows and questioned me. "Do you have any proof that Sophia Miller broke it? Maybe it wasn't installed properly and fell on its own." "Emily Green, don't go around slandering people. If you're going to blame Sophia Miller, you at least have to provide evidence, or I'll sue you for defamation." The piece of soft flesh in my mouth was almost bitten off. A strong, bloody taste filled my mouth. He was protecting her. I was charged with defamation for just one sentence. But the Jack Thompson from half a year ago wasn't like this. The day I truly fell in love with him was on a rainy night. I had a car accident, and he ran to the scene of the accident without even taking an umbrella. That day, this usually well-mannered man shed all pretense for me, shouting and yelling on the side of the road, and fighting with the driver who hit my car. But why has this person changed now? I didn't continue to argue. Just like Jack Thompson said, I didn't have any evidence that Sophia Miller broke it. I could only carefully squat down and pick up the pieces and put away the fallen halves of the skyscraper. At this moment, Sophia Miller's pitiful voice came from outside the door. She limped in. Brother Mark, don't argue with Sarah. Although I didn't do it, if Sarah wants to blame me, then blame me. No one has liked me since I was little, so it's normal for Sarah to not like me either. As she spoke, she deliberately took a few steps and squatted down in front of me. She stepped on one of the fragments with her foot in a white bandage and twisted it hard. At the same time, she said in a very low voice, I broke it, so what? Anger instantly rushed to my head, and I pushed Sophia Miller away. But before I could touch her, she fell to the ground smoothly. Her bandaged foot accurately hit the bedside table. The next second, Sophia Miller's tearful voice came out. Sarah, I just wanted to help you. Before I could react, Jack Thompson grabbed my hair directly. It was a look I had never seen before. He glared at me with a ferocious expression, his eyes sharp, wishing he could kill me. Even if you don't like Sophia Miller, you don't have to hurt her like this, and she's still sick. With my hair pulled by Jack Thompson, I had to look up at them. A bitter taste began to spread from the tip of my tongue, and my heart was full of holes. I didn't even touch her. Jack Thompson slapped me directly in the face. A red palm print instantly appeared on the side of my face. You're still lying now? Emily Green, do you think I'm blind? I was right behind why. Oh, I saw it with my own eyes. First, you slandered Sophia Miller, and now you pushed her down. I never knew you were such a ruthless woman, you're simply vicious. I gasped for breath and couldn't say a word in rebuttal. Anyway, in this situation, Jack Thompson wouldn't believe anything I said. He let go of me and looked down at me coldly. Can't find an excuse, can you, Emily Green? You're a poisonous woman. Jack Thompson looked at me with disappointment. But I felt relieved. If I had any last hope for him before, now it has finally returned to calm. I no longer defended myself, nor did I struggle to explain. Sophia Miller, who was picked up by Jack Thompson, gave me a triumphant look and mouthed a sentence. But I understood it. You think you deserve to compete with me for Brother Mark. Since you like him, I'll give him to you. Because Sophia Miller's sprained ankle was just hit, Jack Thompson nervously took her to the hospital. I staggered to my feet. The vanity mirror in front of me showed my burning red cheeks. The palm print was still clearly visible. It was conceivable how angry Jack Thompson was at the time and how much strength he used. I couldn't help but smile bitterly and reached out to wipe away the blood slowly oozing from the corner of my mouth. This slap also shattered all my previous fantasies. Taking this opportunity, I gathered all my clothes in the apartment and packed them in a suitcase. I took everything I could take, and threw everything I couldn't take into the trash can. Before leaving, I found a real estate agent and put the house on the internet. This apartment is mine. Grandpa bought it for me with his retirement savings. It was originally intended to be my wedding room. Now it seems there's no need to keep it. I find dirty things disgusting. I pushed my suitcase and stayed in a hotel for one night. For the rest of the time, I planned to spend Grandpa's last days with him. I called Ryan Adams early in the morning. He didn't seem to be awake yet, and his voice was muffled. It wasn't until I urged him several times and called my best friend to watch over him that this man finally got up. When we went to the hospital, Ryan Adams and I prepared our story to tell Grandpa. Because I had taken Jack Thompson to see Grandpa before. Grandpa also knew that Jack Thompson was my fiancé. In order not to worry, Grandpa, I planned to have Ryan Adams help me deal with it, without revealing his true identity. But I didn't expect him to get along so well with Grandpa. From the poverty of their era to the various artificial intelligences of today. Even at the end, before he left, Grandpa was still a little reluctant to let go. He took my hand and patted the back of my hand slowly. Sarah, this one's good, This one's more reliable than that guy Jack Thompson. I was a little embarrassed and didn't want Grandpa to know that I had just randomly grabbed someone to get married. So, I could only bite the bullet and say, "Grandpa, are you mistaken? He is Jack Thompson. Your grandpa isn't senile yet." I still don't know if it's the same person or not. It's just that Grandpa doesn't know if he can make it to your wedding reception. I quickly took out the marriage license and handed it to Grandpa. "Grandpa, don't worry, we're already married, and the wedding reception is being prepared. You'll make it." Who knew that Grandpa would open the marriage license and look at it again and again with a magnifying glass? Finally, he nodded in satisfaction. "I knew it. It's not that Jack Thompson kid, it's Ryan Adams, right? That's a good name." I glared at Grandpa, annoyed, and finally left the ward. Ryan Adams was waiting for me in the hallway. He looked like he had argued with someone. When I walked closer, I realized that the people he was arguing with were Jack Thompson and Sophia Miller. I don't know what the cause was. It was just one sentence from Jack Thompson that made my throat tighten, and I couldn't breathe for a long time. What did my girlfriend do wrong? I apologize on her behalf, but you're a grown man. Are you even human, bullying a woman like that? In his heart, Sophia Miller was his girlfriend. Then what am I? A substitute? If you do something wrong, you have to admit it. If everyone were like you, what would we need laws for? Does being a woman mean you can do whatever you want? Jack Thompson and Sophia Miller were speechless. Just as I appeared, Jack Thompson saw me. A trace of panic and unease suddenly appeared in his eyes, but he quickly suppressed it and rushed up to grab me, pretending to be okay, and spoke first. "Sarah, you're here just in time." Sophia Miller accidentally spilled coffee all over him, and he said that these clothes are worth tens of thousands of dollars. "Do you think he's trying to scam us? Don't you have a best friend who's a lawyer? Let's sue him for extortion." Sophia Miller nodded even more rightfully, showing no sign of regret. "Let's sue him for extortion and make him pay us for emotional distress." Ryan Adams looked at me with a smile, and I couldn't help but blush. "Your friend?" I immediately shook my head. "Not anymore." Before Jack Thompson could recover, I continued. "Those clothes are worth tens of thousands of dollars, and the lawyer you're talking about is his sister." After saying that, I quickly left the hospital, not wanting to have any more contact with Jack Thompson. As for how they negotiated, it was none of my business. In the days that followed, Ryan Adams was arranging our wedding reception. I originally wanted to just wear a wedding dress and let Grandpa see it and be done. But Ryan Adams said it wasn't worthy of his appearance and wanted to make it a little bigger. I knew that the requirements of rich families like them were just too many, and I couldn't dissuade him, so I had to compromise. Jack Thompson would ask me every day when I was coming back from my business trip. I don't know if he noticed that I was contacting him less and less these days. For the first time, he said he had found a time to get our marriage license. Unfortunately, I didn't need it anymore. Every time, I made the excuse that I was busy on a business trip and hung up the phone. The day of the wedding came quickly. I appeared at the wedding reception venue in a wedding dress. A familiar voice came from behind me. It was a surprised tone, with a hint of panic. "Sarah, aren't you on a business trip? Why are you here in a wedding dress?" Ryan Adams walked to my side. "Isn't this the man from the hospital that day? Want to go down and have a chat?" I glanced at him faintly, knowing that with this man's mind, he had already guessed the relationship between Jack Thompson and me. "If you want to see a show today, I can satisfy you." Jack Thompson rushed to me quickly, pointing at me with a reluctant hand, his voice roaring angrily. "Emily Green, I know it's you. You don't have to pretend you don't know me." "What do you mean by this?" Stringing me along as your boyfriend, and then pretending you don't know me and marrying another man? Did you ever really treat me as your boyfriend? I looked at him calmly. If it were before, I probably would have taken off this wedding dress and jumped into his arms. But now I was frighteningly calm. Stringing you along? Jack Thompson, you have the nerve to say that? I gave you 7 chances. If you could have seized even one of them, would I be marrying another man today? Since you didn't want to marry me, and you went to accompany your childhood sweetheart every time on the day we were supposed to get our license, then I'll grant your wish. You can spend every day and night with her from now on. Also, I'm not pretending I don't know you, it's that I just don't want to know you anymore. As long as I saw Jack Thompson, I would think of my ridiculous 7 years. Accompanying him for 7 years, and in the end, he wasn't even willing to give me a little time. Jack Thomp. Son wanted to say something more, but he was directly pushed out by the security guards Ryan Adams called. He kept calling my name and saying some nonsense about wanting to marry me. Ryan Adams clicked his tongue. I can't believe you're so good, girl. Just a few words, and your ex-boyfriend couldn't say anything back. I gave him a cold glance. I was annoyed that anyone would mention Jack Thompson and me together again. With no one to cause trouble, Ryan Adams and I continued our wedding. Grandpa couldn't attend because of his health, but my best friend connected a video with a high-definition computer. She let Grandpa see every scene of me at the wedding. But Grandpa's condition was getting worse and worse. The wedding wasn't even over yet. I went straight to the hospital in my wedding dress. The hospital had just called, saying that Grandpa might not make it. What had been supporting him to live until now was to witness my wedding. Now that Grandpa's last obsession was gone, his breath was getting weaker and weaker. I ran all the way, and as soon as I arrived downstairs at the hospital, Jack Thompson stopped me. His eyes were red as he grabbed my wrist. Sarah, you can't marry that man. He doesn't look like a good person at all. I'm the only one who loves you. Can't you feel our years of relationship? Let go of me. I have something to do now. We'll talk about our things later. Even though I tried hard to shake him off. But Jack Thompson would always reach out with his other hand to grab me, repeating the same few sentences, asking me to forgive him. Fortunately, Ryan Adams appeared in time and helped me stop Jack Thompson. My best friend pressed the elevator for me, and I went up to the 3rd floor. But I was still 1 step late. Grandpa had already been covered with a white cloth and was no longer breathing. The doctor shook his head at me. Family member, you're late, but your grandpa was very happy before he passed away. We doctors rarely see patients lick your grandpa who leave this world with a smile. So, I didn't get to see Grandpa one last time. I blankly touched Grandpa's already cold hand. My best friend hugged me tightly and comforted me softly. Sarah, don't be sad. You helped Grandpa fulfill his last wish, and the doctor said Grandpa was happy before he left. I wiped away the tears that kept welling up in my eyes, reached out, and gently touched Grandpa's face through the white cloth. Yes, Grandpa must be very happy. At Grandpa's funeral. It was raining that day. My best friend held an umbrella for me and accompanied me. Ryan Adams was arranging for people to bury Grandpa's ashes. Sarah, don't be sad. I don't think Grandpa would want to see you so sad. Grandpa saw your wedding before he left. He should be very happy. I nodded. Grandpa should be very happy. He had no regrets before he left. Even my temporary husband, Grandpa, was very satisfied with it. Thinking about it, I looked up at Ryan Adams, who was sprinkling the last handful of soil while getting rained on. It's impossible to say that I wasn't touched. Thanks to him and his sister for being there for me at the last moment. Brother Zhao, thank you for helping me fulfill Grandpa's last wish. We can go through the divorce procedures tomorrow. Ryan Adams shook off a few drops of rain from his head and said casually. What's the rush? Your business is over, but mine isn't. That's it for now. I'll contact you in a few days. He left as soon as he finished speaking. I looked at my best friend with some surprise. My best friend's eyes didn't seem to know what she was dodging, and she quickly changed the subject. Isn't my brother being pressured to get married? He can't find anyone, so Sarah, please help him and deal with my parents. I felt like something was wrong, but I couldn't figure it out for a while. But Ryan Adams did help me after all, and I couldn't just abandon him now. I came down from the mountain at the cemetery. Jack Thompson was waiting for me at the foot of the mountain. He was holding a bunch of daisies in his hand, and his hair was disheveled. He hadn't taken care of himself for a while. Sarah, where is Grandpa buried? I should go and pay my respects to Grandpa too. Although I didn't want to talk to him, since it concerned Grandpa, I could only politely refuse. Thank you, Mr. Thompson, but there's no need. With your relationship with Grandpa, there's no need to pay respects. Jack Thompson suddenly burst into tears, his red eyes filled with bloodshot. He apologized to me. He said that he didn't know about Grandpa's condition that day. He just loved me too deeply and wanted to win me back, so he stopped me in the hospital lobby. Sarah, please forgive me. We will get married this time, and Grandpa's spirit in heaven will bless us. You see, I accompanied you to see Grandpa several times before, and your Grandpa liked me very much. After Grandpa is gone, I will protect you. I don't know when he became so thick-skinned. Although the former Jack Thompson wasn't too arrogant, he still had a sense of pride. Now he just disgusts me more. Just as I was about to speak, a black car stopped next to us. Ryan Adams pushed the door open and got out of the car, immediately putting his arm around me. My wife doesn't need you to protect her, and Grandpa didn't like you, he liked me. He was like someone who was jealous and couldn't wait to assert his dominance. Jack Thompson's face was twisted with anger. His eyes stared intently at the hand that was holding me. Sarah, these rich people are just playing around. Don't be fooled by him. As he spoke, he put on a deeply affectionate look. I'm different. We've been together for 7 years and have been through so much. You've long been irreplaceable in my heart. No matter what you become, I will always love you the most. If he hadn't said that, I almost wouldn't have been able to hold back the disgust in my heart. Recalling the scene of him being my hair without hesitation that day, my scalp tingled. I said to him with a sneer, loving me means hurting me without hesitation? Loving me means slapping me hard in the face? Jack Thompson, your love is too terrifying, I don't dare to accept it. This sarcastic remark also changed Jack Thompson's face. The things he had done gradually came to mind. He took 2 steps back subconsciously, almost falling to the ground. I found it a little funny. Did he have selective amnesia and needed me to remind him of what he had done? Otherwise, how could he dare to say so many shameless things? I'm giving you one last notice. I'm going to sell that apartment. Please move out with Sophia Miller as soon as possible, or I'll call the police. Jack Thompson was stunned for a long time, then looked at me in disbelief. You're going to sell the apartment? I don't agree. This is our wedding room. Where will I live if you sell the apartment? Where you live is none of my business. You're just a stranger to me now. I hope you can be a little self-aware and move out sooner rather than later, so I don't have to call the police and make things ugly. After saying that, I ignored Jack Thompson, got into Ryan Adams's car, and left. Jack Thompson chased the car, roaring unwillingly. Sarah, we can get married. You can't kick me out. All the way, the man driving the car looked very bad. I don't know what he was angry about. I had been exhausted for so many days, and I fell asleep as Miller drove directly in the car. When I woke up, I was in a small apartment. Because Jack Thompson and Sophia Miller were living in that apartment and I couldn't stay in a hotel every day, I moved into Ryan Adams's apartment with my best friend's matchmaking. All my belongings had been moved here. My best friend was sitting on the sofa, not far from me, furiously typing away on her laptop. I had no idea what she was replying to. "Zoe Adams, what are you doing?" My voice startled her. She quickly closed her laptop and said to me, "Nothing, just watching a show online and leaving some comments." I gave her a suspicious look, but didn't pay much attention to it. But in the following days, I noticed something strange. Every time I went out, many people would point at me and whisper. Later, at the office, my boss called me in for a talk, subtly reminding me about something. After I came out, I searched online and found out what had happened. Someone was throwing mud at me online. I guessed immediately that the account belonged to Jack Thompson. The profile picture was of him in a high-end suit, with his face hidden. But I had bought him that suit as a birthday gift. I had a rough idea of what had started it. Jack Thompson was probably unwilling to be kicked out, so he chose to create momentum online, portraying himself as the weaker party. He was saying that I was materialistic and that our 7 years of love couldn't withstand the money offensive of a rich family. Not only did I dump him to marry a rich man, but I also stole the wedding dress he bought me, and was now kicking him out of the apartment. Soon, a group of people online was cyberbullying me. On the way back to my apartment, many people recognized me and started gossiping. "Isn't that the woman who dumped her boyfriend of 7 years just like that? How cruel. It's better to marry a rich man, of course. Love can only satisfy the spirit, not material needs." I'd choose a rich man too. Gold digger, she's the epitome of a gold digger. Women like her are ruining social values. Suddenly, a black cashmere coat was draped over my shoulders. Ryan Adams's stern face was even more chilling. He cursed at the gossiping crowd without any politeness. "What's it to you? Slander is illegal. Say one more word and I'll have my lawyer send you a cease and desist letter." The gossiping crowd immediately dispersed. Under Ryan Adams's protection, I returned to the apartment. Before I even entered, I could hear my BST friend, Zoe Adams, cursing and banging away at her keyboard. These keyboard warriors, they're only tough online. I dare them to solo with this lady offline. She only stopped when she saw me return. My best friend then closed her laptop, pretending nothing had happened. I found it funny and touching at the same time. "Don't pretend. I know everything." "What? You know everything?" My best friend was stunned for a moment, then hugged me tightly and began to comfort me. "It must be Jack Thompson who's behind this. He's just jealous that you're marrying my brother. He wants to destroy you now." I wasn't as fragile as she thought, but I felt a warmth in my heart. Although I knew that Jack Thompson was manipulating things behind the scenes, I didn't know where to start to resolve this. I only explained one sentence online, and thousands of people started commenting and cyberbullying me. Later, the office suspended my position, giving me a week to deal with and quell this matter. Jack Thompson's call came soon after. "Emily Green, are you regretting it? As long as you come back to me, we can still live happily ever after like before. I won't mind that you've been married. As long as you come back, I'll immediately announce online that you've had a change of heart and know you were wrong." I was disgusted and got goosebumps all over. "But I despise you as a deadbeat scum. I gave you 7 chances to get married, but you didn't cherish them. Since you like being with your childhood sweetheart, I'll grant you that. Jack Thompson, just wait to be kicked out of the house." After hanging up, the situation online escalated. The call was posted online, cut, and edited. I also posted the entire recording. Soon, the situation began to polarize. Some supported me, and some supported Jack Thompson. During this time, Jack Thompson angrily sent me a message saying that I had recorded him. I wasn't stupid, I knew his calls wouldn't be well-intentioned. But I never expected that Ryan Adams would step in for me. Jack Thompson had been avoiding mentioning Ryan Adams's name, knowing there would be changes if he got involved. He directly posted 10 photos online. From my high school days to our last wedding photo this year. Secretly in love for 10 years, finally my wish has come true. Then he revealed the fact that Jack Thompson had dumped me 7 times when we were about to get our marriage license, and even found the surveillance videos from City Hall for those 7 times. Each time, Jack Thompson had heartlessly left me alone at the marriage registry. The online opinion instantly reversed. What a weird man. The woman gave him 7 chances to get married, and he ran away each time. TMD, if it were me, forget 7 times, I would have said goodbye after the first time. The woman is simply my ideal partner, so infatuated, but unfortunately, she met Askham. Soon, someone also revealed the video from the hospital incident. When Jack Thompson was hugging Sophia Miller, he openly said that she was his girlfriend. Before the next day, Jack Thompson's social media was flooded. A uniform barrage of insults against the scum. The night the matter was resolved, I invited my best friend and Ryan Adams to dinner at the apartment. When I asked where the 10 years worth of photos came from, Ryan Adams paused noticeably. Before he could speak, I quickly realized and looked at my best friend. You must have given them to him. I remember the first photo was taken shortly after we met, at school. After that day, life gradually returned to normal. The agent also quickly found a suitable buyer for my apartment. But there was an accident during the viewing. Ms. Emily Green, perhaps you should resolve your personal affairs first. This Mr. Thompson refuses to let clients view the apartment, saying it's his. I didn't say much, just asked the agent to give me a day. That day, I called the police and told them what had happened. When I arrived at the apartment, I saw Jack Thompson being dragged out by the police. When he saw me, he looked aggrieved and started to cry. Emily Green, are you really this heartless? This is our wedding dress. Where are we going to live if you sell it? Sophia Miller was also brought out soon after, along with their suitcases. It was funny to think that over the years, Jack Thompson truly owned very little himself. Like the remaining clothes, the computer, and the phone, I had bought them all for him. At that moment, I seemed to realize what role I had been playing for the past 7 years. I don't know where you're going to live. I've cleared out all your things. Check them again, and don't say anything is missing later. I won't acknowledge it. As soon as I finished speaking, Jack Thompson immediately opened his mouth. You haven't given me my computer and phone. I casually called a second-hand recycling dealer and sold them off. I bought these things. How did they become yours? I still have the payment receipts on my phone. What proof do you have that these things are yours? He immediately widened his eyes. This operation completely exceeded his imagination. But I was just giving him a taste of his own medicine. If he hadn't created such a big mess for me online, I wouldn't have thought of being so ruthless. After Jack Thompson and Sophia Miller were kicked out, I called the agent and also contacted a locksmith company to change the lock. The client who viewed the apartment was also very straightforward and immediately paid the deposit after seeing the apartment. As I walked out of the neighborhood, I ran into a distraught Jack Thompson and Sophia Miller by the roadside. Sophia Miller was crying and asking where they would stay tonight. Jack Thompson was smoking a cigarette. When he saw me, he immediately rushed over and grabbed the corner of my clothes. Emily Green, you can't treat me like this. We've had so many years of relationship. How can you just say it's over? I gave him a cold look. Your childhood sweetheart is here, you should stay away from me. What if she causes trouble again, and you blame me again? After saying that, I forcefully shook him off. Jack Thompson wasn't willing to give up and was about to chase after me when a motorcycle brushed past him. He was so frightened that he fell to the ground. Ryan Adams threw me the helmet. All settled? Let's go then. That night, I was taken to the Adams family mansion for dinner. Ryan Adams said his parents wanted to meet me. To be honest, I was still very nervous. I'd heard that there were always many etiquette rules in wealthy families. He seemed to see through my thoughts and suddenly grabbed my palm. His warm palm seemed to warm my heart. The dinner was much more relaxed than I had expected. His mother seemed very satisfied with me. Even my best friend was a little jealous, saying that her mother treated me better than her. After dinner, Ryan Adams took me to his room. I then discovered that the largest poster in the entire room looked somewhat similar to me. When I asked him foolishly who this person was, Ryan Adams threw out a stack of photo albums. Opening the photo albums, I felt like I was looking back at my past 10 years. The last photo was our wedding photo at the marriage registry. So this is all me? Ryan Adams looked at me helplessly and nodded. Who else could it be? So, without my knowledge, he had secretly loved me for 10 years. Later, I learned from my best friend that seemingly perfunctory marriage was the fulfillment of his long-cherished and carefully planned wish.